In kindergarten, I recall going to my grandmother's house after school and playing Roller Coaster Tycoons 2 for hours. Eventually, I upgraded to Roller Coaster Tycoons 3, and that's where a spark of interest in roller coasters started. Later at summer camp, we went on a field trip to Scandia-Ontario. I was ecstatic. That visit marked the beginning of my roller coaster obsession. So, today we are talking about Scandia-Ontario. We're going to be going over the history, the personal history, the closing, and the aftermath. So, let's get started. The first Scandia Family Entertainment Center, or FEC, opened in North Highlands just north of Sacramento in 1977. It was founded by Tony Larson and got its name from three Scandinavian families, most notably the Larsons, who lived in California. Tony envisioned a place where families could spend a few hours having fun, riding rides, playing arcade games, hitting baseballs in the batting cages, and go-kart racing. The first location was a success, leading to new locations in Fairfield, Ontario, and Victorville in California, and one location in Las Vegas, Nevada. Tony operated most of the parks, except for the Fairfield location, which was run by the two other families. But today we're focusing on the Ontario location. Why? Because it was the most prominent and developed. It wasn't just a basic FEC. It was a full-fledged mini amusement park. It had a drop tower, a parachute swing, a carousel, various flat rides, and most importantly, two roller coasters. The crown jewel, the Scandia Screamer, an E&F miler coaster that stood 90 feet tall, reached speeds of 50 miles an hour, had 2,600 feet of track, and featured an 80-foot drop. It opened in 1995 and towered over Interstate 15, off the exit at East Harupa Street. The location was industrial, surrounded by warehouses and just a couple of miles away from the Ontario International Airport. Enter 6 to 8-year-old me on a summer camp field trip. I remember sitting on the grass outside Scandia eating a sandwich, staring up at the intimidating Screamer thinking, no way I'm doing that. But I did ride the smaller coaster below, the Little Dipper, and I absolutely loved it. I had a blast and I couldn't wait to go back to Scandia. Years later in mid-2017, I finally returned, this time with my family. I was still nervous about the Screamer and once again, I chickened out. I told myself next time I'm going to ride that ride. I'd pass by Scandia often, especially on trips to Knott's Berry Farm, but I didn't know that there wouldn't be a next time. Signs of trouble were already there. The Las Vegas location shut down to make way for apartments. More warehouses were creeping up around the Ontario location, isolating the park. Eventually, the land was sold, and like so many other places in the Inland Empire, it made room for yet another warehouse. The park was officially announced to close in early 2019. The only person who really documented its final days was a small YouTuber called Parks Bros, who even tried to rally support to keep the park open. In February 2019, it briefly did stay open, but that didn't last. Just like that, it was gone. I hoped the Screamer would be relocated to the Victorville location, which did inherit a few rides, but instead the coaster was sold and moved all the way to a flea market in Grand Prairie, Texas, not too far away from Six Flags Over Texas. But I was still heartbroken, and I never got to ride it. As I stated before, some of Scandia-Ontario's rides were relocated to the Victorville location. Most importantly, the drop tower. Scandia Victorville is another FEC off Interstate 15 North, near Mariposa Road and Cottonwood Avenue, right next to a Hilton Garden Inn. And me? I still live in the IE. Give me a moment. Alright, so we're here. Let's just check out and see Denmark Drop. That's this used to be at Scandia-Ontario, but now it's here at Scandia-Victorville. Got some batting cages right here. Can't wait to check this thing out again. I've done it once before with a youth group, but it's been a couple of years, so I'm gonna see if anybody's around so that I could be able to ride this. Thank you. Okay. All right, when I get back to the house, I'm gonna be talking about it's hidden behind the tree. Hold on. That thing right there. That is a great drop tower. Yeah, like I said, when I get home, I'm gonna be talking more about it. So, see y'all in a bit. Well, I'm just gonna call it the Halo Drop Tower from now on, because if you don't know what a Halo Jump is, it's basically an acronym for High Altitude, Low Opening, and that's what that drop tower kind of feels like. I know it's only 140 feet tall, but all the other drop towers of that similar type that I hear of do the exact same thing, where you don't know when you reach the top because there's a panel over your head, but when it reaches the top, it drops immediately. So this is like one of the only few rides where I actually unconsensually scream. So it's like a phenomenal drop tower, and then its braking system is pretty close to the ground, so it kind of like hits you like a ton of bricks. So your stomach lifts out of your body, and then once you hit the brake run, it slams back down. So it's a really fun ride overall, and if you're in the area, if you're driving from Vegas to LA, I don't see why not stop for like a good 15, maybe 20 minutes to go check it out. In the end, Scandia-Ontario is just one of the many amusement parks and beloved places that faded away. Despite the joy they once brought, love alone couldn't keep them alive. But their memories can endure if we choose to remember them. I'd love to hear about your experience with a beloved place that is no longer around, so others can remember them too, or at least have a semblance of memory of them. This one is for Scandia-Ontario, and for all the other places that gave us joy, even if it was for only a moment. I miss that place.